We're live, and here we go. All right, today, as we said, this is kind of your catch-up day. I did notice a lot of people did not turn in the assignment from yesterday, so obviously that's something you'd want to work on and get in today before you leave. That is due tonight before 11:59, but let's face it, you're not going to go home and do a bunch of work. You're going to be off, and that is completely understandable. So get this done in class. It is easy, even if you haven't started on it. It'll take you 15 minutes, maybe. It's not that bad. If you already submitted this item, if you're good to go on that, obviously you're going to want to focus on anything else that potentially you are missing. Right now, kind of the biggest thing out there that some people are missing is the first notebook check of the 6 weeks. It was due, I believe, last Monday, if I'm not mistaken. That is the daily grade, but ultimately it will factor into your final test grade. As I've said, we do not have many grades left. We may have a daily grade when we get back. I'm not even sure about that at this point. But it's really important that the little bit that we do have this daily grade that's due today, the extra credit I'm about to go over, and of course the second notebook check, you get those in, you get them in fully completed, you get them in on time. So let's real quick just kind of glance at the extra credit assignment. For those of you that have done one of these before, it should be familiar. It's almost the exact same. Essentially, you are going to watch a documentary connected to some period, some piece of history that connects to the time period of 1450 to 1900. So, you get into age of exploration. You could do some Columbus. You could get into colonization. You can get into a lot of these political revolutions we're about to discuss, the Industrial Revolution. There's a lot of different areas you could touch on. I will leave that up to you. And guys, there's a bunch of free stuff out there. I mean, if you have like Netflix and Amazon Prime and all those, they've got some, but there's a bunch of free stuff on YouTube too. You just got to search for it. But again, it does need to be a documentary, not a movie. Also, don't watch a crash course. Those aren't 30 minutes. They're like 10, maybe 15 minutes. So make sure that it's, something a little bit more substantial. If you find a documentary that's like an hour or two long, great. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Watch at least 30 minutes and write a little essay of it. Think of this as kind of like a movie review. Tell me about it. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. If you meet all the criteria here, I will give you 15 points, potentially 15 points if you do everything that you're supposed to do on a test grade, which is a pretty big deal, and you will get an extra 100 for a daily grade. So when you submit this, I do need the documentary name on top. I need you to put the source. This came out all kind of crooked for some reason. There is a rubric. I want more or less a thesis statement. I want you to develop your argument, summarizing the content of the documentary. Tell me why it's good or bad. Tell me at least 5 things you learned. Give me at least 4 paragraphs. And then considering you're probably typing this up, and spelling and grammar. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort, and it certainly could help you quite a bit. This is due after the break. So you've got, 2 weeks, if you get bored, to go ahead and get this done. If you want to turn it in early, that's fine. I don't have the link open for it yet, but if you want to email it to me, that would probably be okay. But also, I mean, this isn't actually due until, like I said, the Friday that we get back. Your notebook check will be due then as well. We may have one other daily grade aside from that, but that isn't guaranteed. So, take advantage of this, especially for those of you guys kind of on the bubble. Completing extra credit is one of the things that makes me feel like, hey, this person really does want to pass. They really do want to get that A. Maybe I can help them out. If you don't do any extra credit and you turn everything in late or not at all, and then you come to me the last minute and say, Mr. Brown, what can I do to pass? Unfortunately, at a certain point, there's not much you can do. So take advantage of the opportunities when you have them. And obviously, if you have questions, let me know. For the remainder of the day, you do what you got to do. But if you have not submitted the assignment from yesterday, that should be your priority because that is due today. I'm going to be up here checking over late work, checking over retakes, updating grades. I'd like to have everything up to date based on what's turned in today by the time I leave today. But if you have questions, guys, come up and ask them. If you want to see your grades, come up and ask. But be productive. I'm going to play some little Christmas music up here, and we'll put a little fire on the screen just for the ambiance of it. But if you want to plug in your earphones, that's fine. Again, I'm leaving your activities today up to you, but be responsible. And if you got stuff you need to do, use this time to do it, please. If you need anything, let me know. Good luck.